Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Good
Yes,
morning,
ma'am.
all of you, once again. And please try to join before the time. I'm wasting my 10 minutes in admitting you all. Next time, I'm not going to admit now, okay? Because I have to come back from the screen every time. I'm not going to do that. I will not admit you after you join, after the lecture timing, okay? Yes, we want to move to the next topic, that is solution of non-linear equations, okay? First of all, tell me, what do you mean by linear equations? What do you mean by linear equation? Can you tell me any linear equation? The word linear comes from what?
Line.
The word linear comes from line. So how do you express a line in two-dimensional system? Can anyone tell me equation of line in
Y is
2D?
equal to 2x plus 1.
Yes, y is equal to 2x plus 1, or in general, if I want to express a linear equation in 2D, I will write ax plus by is equal to c. Okay, so you have two coordinates, x and y. And what is the degree of x and y?
1.
1. Degree of x and y is 1, and therefore degree of the equation is also 1. Okay, so an equation where every variable is of degree 1 is called as a linear equation. You can have any number of variables in it. This is a 2D linear equation. If you want to extend to the 3D system, then you may have ax plus by plus cz is equal to d. So here also I have degree of every variable is 1. Degree of x is 1, degree of y is 1, degree of z is 1. A, B, C, D are constants. This is a linear equation. It represents a line. So a non-linear equation means it doesn't represent a line. It represents some kind of curve other than line. Do you understand it? Do you
Yes.
understand it, girls?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So we want to handle non-linear equations in single variables, which are algebraic equations or transcendental equations. Okay, what we want to handle is non-linear equations in single variable. The linear equations which we saw now, those were having different number of variables, x, y, z. Now we will be having a single variable. And there are two types of equations. One is algebraic polynomials, polynomial equations. And the other one is transcendental equations. Okay. So what are algebraic polynomials? Polynomial in x, you will have, as I am saying, it is in single variable. I can express it as a function in single variable x. F of x is equal to a naught x to the power n plus a1 x to the power n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power n minus 2, and so on up to an, where a naught is not equal to 0, because you are saying degree of this is n, so the coefficient of x raised to n is non-zero, otherwise the degree won't be n. Okay, so these a naught, a1 up to an, these are constants. And what you are having is everywhere in every term you are having some degree of x. And what is the maximum degree of x here? What is the maximum degree of x?
N.
It is n. And the maximum degree of x, the coefficient of that term is non-zero. That's why we call this as a polynomial equation, okay, of degree n. This is a polynomial of degree n. So polynomial equations are a simple class of algebraic equations. Okay, you are having algebra of the terms plus minus multiplication over here, a naught x raised to n. So it is algebraic equation, and polynomial equation is a type of algebraic equation. Do you understand it?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
And what are transcendental equations then? The transcendental equations, they consist of different types of functions. That is a combination of different types of functions. Okay, so these equations include trigonometric, exponential, logarithmic functions. Okay, for example, you may have 2 log x plus e raised to x is equal to 3. So this includes logarithmic function as well as an exponential function. So it is a transcendental equation. But again, I am using a single variable, 2 log x plus e raised to x. I am not writing 2 log y plus e raised to x equal to 3. We don't want to deal with such kind of equations right now at this level. Okay, we want to deal with only single variable so that we can write it as function of a single variable. Do you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we should know the explicit formula of y in terms of x. Okay, I hope you understand what is implicit and explicit function. Do you know what is an implicit and explicit function? Yes or no? Have you written this? See,
Yes. Mm.
explicit function means what? When I write, so if I write 4x plus 3x square, sorry, suppose I write y minus e raised to x plus 4 sin x is equal to 7. This is a transcendental equation. Okay, so here I can get the formula of y in terms of x simply as by just shifting all the terms which involve x.
We can't see your screen.
Okay, just a minute, I will change my network. I don't know what is happening, but it's giving me some kind of error. Just a minute.
Ma'am, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Now see, explicit means when I write something like this, I can express y in terms of x alone, exclusively in terms of x. That is known as explicit function. But if I write e raised to xy plus log xy plus y is equal to 12, something like this, can I y only in terms of x? Can I do that? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't you answer my question? Can you tell me what is the formula of y here in terms of x? I got here the formula for y. Here, can you give me a unique formula for y?
12 minus log xy.
No, but that will include what? See, it is just, you are just shifting the terms. 12 minus log of xy, na, again. I don't want y to appear here. To define y, again you are taking y. Do you find any y term over here?
No.
This is exclusive. This is only in terms of x. Here what is happening? I cannot find y. I cannot take y common also from all these terms, right? Every time I will get a different formula for y. So this is called as an implicit function. What is it?
Implicit function.
So here, in case of explicit function, I can write y as a function of x. Do you understand it? The y coordinate is a function of x. X is independent variable and y is dependent variable. Y is expressed using x, and for x you can take any values from real line. It is independent variable always. You cannot do this in case of an implicit function. Okay, so we are not talking about the implicit functions. We are always talking about y equal to fx type of functions. Do you understand it? These are some assumptions we have to make. While we are solving the problems, we need to understand we are restricting to what? Okay, what kind of functions, what kind of equations we are going to handle, we should understand them. Do you understand it now?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we are restricting ourselves to algebraic equations. There are two types of algebraic equations: polynomial equations and transcendental equations. Polynomial and transcendental equations. Polynomial equations are one of the class of algebraic equations. Okay, and these are in single variable. And we are going to see the methods where we cannot find out the answer very easily. The equations are complicated, the degree is higher, etc., etc. In such cases, now for example, if I ask you what are the roots of this? This is an algebraic polynomial, right? This is a polynomial equation and this is my y. Please try to understand, this is my y. So usually we write f of x equal to 0. f of x का मतलब है कोई भी ऐसा function which is expressed exclusively in terms of x. Okay, function of x, and it is called as y. So when I say f of x equal to 0, I want to find out the values of x, roots of this fx. Roots of f of x equal to 0 implies what? The values of x which make f of x equal to 0. On substitution of x here on the LHS, this left hand side should become 0. That is the meaning of root of this equation. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Solutions of equations and roots of the polynomial. Okay. So this is what we want to find. Now tell me, what is the solution of this?
Ma'am, please can you go for a previous slide?
Which slide?
F of x equals to 0, roots of
Roots of fx लिखो मैं यहाँ पे, please don't write. Roots of fx are the values of x which make fx equal to 0, are called as roots or zeros of fx. And हम क्या कहते हैं? Roots of polynomials. This is what we say, roots of polynomial and solution of equation. Okay, when I write it as an equation, when I say only polynomial, I put only fx. When I say equation, I put fx equal to 0. Please try to understand the difference. Okay, so polynomial के roots होते हैं, equation का क्या होता है? Solution. Both are same things. Do you understand it?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Can we go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now tell me, how do you solve this equation? X square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Okay, let us start from a simple one. Tell me, what is x plus 7 equal to 0? What is the answer? This is
X is equal to -7.
x is equal to -1. This is a linear equation, right? This is a linear equation. What is degree of this? What is degree of this equation? Degree क्या है इसकी? 1, right? And how many solutions are there? कितने solutions मिले आपको?
1.
You got only one solution because degree is 1, right? Now here, what is the degree of the equation?
2.
2. Let us solve this. How do you solve it? Tell me.
Factorize.
कैसे? बताओ मुझे, मैं करती हूँ. लिखो, बताओ, मैं लिखती हूँ.
-6x.
x² minus 3x minus 2x.
Right? You find out the factors of plus 6 so that their addition is plus 6 के factors ये भी तो होते हैं 6 and 1, right? Right? But their sum is plus 7. Here the sum is -5. You have to find out factors of 6 whose sum is -5. So -3 and -2. Then you take x common from these two, right? अंदर क्या बचा? x -3. यहां से क्या कॉमन निकलेगा? यहां से क्या कॉमन निकलेगा? -2 into bracket x -3, and so you have x -3 into x -2 equal to 0. So you write x equal to 3 and x is equal to 2. So what is the degree of this equation?
2.
And how many roots you got? And how many solutions you got? 2. Okay. So if the degree of the polynomial is n, if degree of this is polynomial, this is polynomial. The left hand side is called as polynomial, and the whole thing is called as equation. Please try to understand. if degree of polynomial, so degree 2 है polynomial की x square minus 5x plus 6 की, तो हमें उसके 2 roots मिले. if degree of polynomial, roots ढूंढना है मतलब polynomial को 0 को equate करना है, is n, then it has n roots. Please always remember this. Then it has n roots. Now what is happening in case of this particular polynomial is you are easily able to factorize it and you are getting all the answers, right? आपको सारे answers मिल गए,
Yes.
right? दोनों answers मिल गए. ये हो गया लिख के आपका.
Yes.
Ma'am, wait, ma'am, 1 minute.
But now if I change this polynomial, I had x square minus 5x plus 6. Now मैं 6 की जगह पे 61 करती हूँ. Can you factorize it now? Can you factorize it? No. Why you can't factorize it? Because you don't know what are the factors of 61. 61 is a prime number, okay? Let me change it to a composite number. If I make it 16 also, then do you get factors of 16 whose sum is minus 5? Any other factors of 16? So in neither case I am getting sum as minus 5. Does it mean that this equation has no solution? Does it mean, girls, that equation has no solution? Come on, answer my question. मतलब ऐसी दुनिया में कोई वैल्यू नहीं है क्या x की जो मैं यहाँ पे सब्स्टिट्यूट करूंगी तो आंसर 0 आ जाएगा? Can you say that?
No.
No, you cannot say that. There must be some value, right, which makes this entire thing 0. And we want to find out that value. Okay. So we will see how to handle such kind of equations. Before that, let me clear the idea. Now, if I consider a simple equation x square minus 4 equal to 0, what are the answers? How do you factorize this?
X square is equal to 4.
X square is equal to 4 means what is x?
Plus or minus 1.
Means what is the answer?
X is equal to plus minus 1.
So there are two answers, plus 2 and minus 2. Degree is 2 and we are getting two answers, right? That is correct. If I have x square minus 4x plus 4 equal to 0, then this is simply the square of x minus 2. So x is equal to 2 comma 2, right? So again, I have a degree 2 polynomial and I'm getting two roots which are repeated or identical, right? Identical or repeated roots, right? Here the roots are distinct, correct? Now I'm changing this equation to from x square minus 4, I'm changing it to, I'm just making a small change. Now how will you find out answer of this? Solutions of this equation. What are the solutions of this equation? Yes.
X plus 2 and x minus 2.
Is it? Actually, here you should have told me, before telling me something like this, you should have told me that here x plus 2 into x minus 2. This is a square minus b square, right? So a plus b into a minus b. Here also it is a square minus b square, I can write. Right? So I can write x minus, what is a now? A is under root of minus 4. What is under root of minus 4? Here you know what is a, not a, sorry, b. A is x and b is square root of minus 4. Here also you know b is square root of 4. So you can easily factorize it like this. But if I have square root of minus 4, then what will happen to my solutions? What is b? What do you mean by square root of minus 4? How do you express it in mathematics? Square root of negative number.
I.
What is it? Is I. What is I? Square root of minus 1 is I. This is imaginary complex number, right? Not real. This is not real. Please try to understand this, okay? Square root of minus 1 is equal to I, and therefore, how will you write square root of minus 4? You will write it as 4 into minus 1. That is square root of 4 you will take outside. So this is 2 under root minus 1, that is 2i. Do you understand this, girls? And this plus or minus thing is always there. So when I have the equation x square plus 4 equal to 0, that simply tells me x is equal to plus or minus 2i. So these roots are not real. They are complex roots or imaginary roots. Do you understand it?
Yes.
Yes. So this particular equation, if you see properly, there are certain basic things you should remember is, if at all the complex roots appear, if at all there are imaginary roots, then they always appear in pairs, plus or minus. They are complex conjugates of each other. We express a complex number in general like this, a plus bi, right? This is called as real part. This is called as imaginary part, the coefficient of I. Okay, and a minus bi and a plus bi are complex conjugates of each other. Okay, so if at all there are complex roots, then they always appear in pairs. Please remember this. This helps us a lot when we handle a particular degree of equations. I mean, to say is, if the degree of equations is odd number, then we can claim that there is at least one real root. When the degree of equation is even, we cannot claim so. Because in case of even degree, it may happen that all the roots are imaginary. जैसे यहाँ पे हुआ है, degree is 2 and both the roots are imaginary. Okay, have you understood this, girls?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so if I have a cubic polynomial like this, what are the possibilities? क्या क्या possibilities हो सकती है? All three roots. This is a cubic polynomial, so all three roots are real. This may happen. Or what else can happen? Can you say all three roots are complex? Can you say all three roots are complex? Can you say all three roots are complex? Am I audible? Do you understand my question?
Yes, ma'am.
What I am asking you, I told you that if at all there are complex roots, they always appear in pairs. तो अगर रूट्स रियल नहीं तो इसमें कितने रूट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स हो सकते हैं? देयर आर 3 रूट्स because this is a cubic polynomial. Degree of polynomial is 3. So it has 3 roots. So either ये हो सकता है that all the 3 roots are real or one root is real and 2 roots are imaginary or complex. तीसरी पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है क्या कि 2 रूट्स रियल है, 2 रियल एंड 1 कॉम्प्लेक्स, ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? गर्ल्स कम ऑन, आंसर माय क्वेश्चन. Can it happen that there are 2 real? It cannot, because if there are complex roots, I told you that they will always appear in pairs. They are complex conjugates of each other. अगर a plus bi रूट है तो a minus bi भी रूट होगा, तो एक complex root नहीं होगा. This is not possible. So either this is possible or this is possible. And all the 3 roots are complex, ये भी नहीं होगा. Because again odd number of complex roots is not possible. Okay, if at all there are. And so what we are going to do, in case of any degree of polynomial, we will be checking whether there is any real root. In case of odd degree polynomial, we can claim that there is at least one real root. This tells me that there exist both these possibilities. All 3 roots are real and 1 root is real and 2 roots are complex. This tells me when I combine these 2 possibilities, I can say that there exists at least one real root. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
एटलीस्ट 1 का मतलब है एक से ज्यादा हो सकते हैं. अगर एक से ज्यादा है तो इस केस में तीनों के तीनों होंगे, 2 रियल और एक कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं होगा, वो भी एक से ज्यादा पॉसिबिलिटी है. बट दैट कैन नॉट हैपन. व्हाई दैट कैन नॉट हैपन? आई टोल्ड यू. Okay, so either there is one real root or all the 3 roots are real, and we are running after that one real root. Okay, can you factorize this polynomial easily? Tell me. X cube minus 3x plus 7. Is it a very nice polynomial to factorize?
No.
The problems are 7 is a prime number, first of all, right? You cannot find out factors of 7 other than 7 and 1. And their summation does not make it minus 3 at all. But it doesn't mean also that there is no real root. Now, graphically, what do you mean by the root? Let us see that. Graphically, so I am considering again the simple polynomial x square minus 4 equal to 0. And let us call this as my fx. Okay. So fx is equal to x square minus 4. So what is f0?
Minus 4.
Okay, what is f1?
Minus 3.
Minus 3. f2?
0.
f3?
5. 5.
5. f of minus 1?
Minus 3.
Minus 3. Okay, f of minus 2?
0.
f of -3,
5.
5. What you observe here, this is nothing but a parabola equation, right? Right? You have x square equal to 4ay parabola, correct? So when you get f1 -3, f of -1 is also -3. f2 0, f of -2 is also 0. f3 5, f of -3 is 5. Because this is symmetric in nature. So let us try to draw this equation now. I'm so sorry, I'm not very good here. Let me try once again. Okay, so 1 2 3 I'm taking here, and -1 -2 and -3, and maximum कहाँ तक जा रही हूँ मैं? 5 तक ना. f0 is -4. So 1 2 3 I'm just trying, okay, to put -4 here. So this is my -4. Try to understand. Okay, और यहाँ पे मैं 1 2 3 4 5 suppose. तो f of 0 is -4. Can you see it, girls? Can you see it, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now f of 0 हो गया, f of 1 is -3, तो यहाँ पे है कहीं पे. f of 2 is 0 because it is the root, so it will be on the x-axis. f of 3 is 5, f of 3 is 5, तो ये मेरा point है. Then I will come to f of -1, that is also -3, so I am here. f of -2 is 0 and f of -3 is also 5, so I am here somewhere. Okay, now I am joining these. So what is happening at 2 and -2, tell me? What is happening at 2 and -2? They are the roots. So curve of fx cuts or intersects x-axis at what? Do you understand meaning of the root?
Yes, ma'am.
So graphically, it means that at these points, when you have the points which you are calling as roots, at these points, the curve cuts the x-axis. The y-intercept at that x becomes 0. How will I locate this point? I will call this as 2, 0. This is my x-coordinate and this is my y-coordinate, which I interpret as fx. Okay? Are you getting it, girls? Now this was an easy polygon for me to draw. But will it be very easy every time if I give you something like this? And if I tell you draw the polygon, draw the curve of this function, will you be able to draw it easily? Is it a good idea?
No.
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, so please try to understand that everything cannot be done using graphs. We should have concrete methods with us which will help us to find the solution without drawing any graph. Okay, certain equations may be very complicated, जैसे कि मैंने कहा log x plus e raised to x plus sin x plus 7x square, something like this. If I tell you to draw this function, it will be very difficult to draw, as in which will be your domain. You will have to think about the domain, कि आप रियल लाइन लोगे लेकिन उसमें से कौन सा डोमेन लोगे. log x किसके लिए डिफाइंड है? साइन एक्स कॉस एक्स किसके लिए डिफाइंड है, कौन सा फंक्शन, कौन से वैल्यूज में लू एक्स के लिए. ओके, so that will be certainly difficult for us to draw graph every time, and therefore we take help of, so we are not able to factorize every polygon, we are not able to draw graph of every polygon. In such cases, it doesn't mean that there is no solution. There is solution, and then we take help of numerical methods. Okay, so we are going to handle the equations which are transcendental in nature, which are of higher degree, where factorization is not possible, and there we are going to apply numerical methods. There are two numerical methods which we are going to use. Those are Regula-Folsi and Newton-Raphson. Okay, so we will stop here now. We will continue tomorrow, and tomorrow please join back at, please join back at